In this tutorial, I will show you how to use ChoiceBox. Let's create a new project. ChoiceBox gives you a relatively small set of the items you can select from a list. Let's use Maven and then JDK21. No dependencies. Also use JavaFX connections called ObservableList. Let's open fxml in SimBuilder. Voivox and remove it so that I can use anchor pane. One button, one choice box, that comes with a list of items, and then one text area to display the results or selections of choice box. I will use a CB, let's say drink, list of drink items, btn OK. Handle btn OK. OK. Text area TA summary. Let's look at the controller. Make sure you select package name and then name of the project, and then hello controller. Save it. Return to IntelliJ. Let's create a data field. One more. Change to private from public. By convention, data field we like to keep it as a private. Adding fxml annotation. And then events handler. So as you can see, we don't need this method, so let me remove it. Okay, for ChoiceBox, you need to implement initializable interface. It means you also need to implement one method called initialize, which is abstract methods. Okay. So this method, you may need to set up a list of items belongs to ChoiceBox. So I'm going to use a string value. Okay, there are different ways of adding items to ChoiceBox. Let me start with something simple. Okay, ChoiceBox string, get items. Then one method called add. You can add one item at a time. Let's say item number 7. you can add another item number 8. Eventually I'm going to add item number 1 to 8. Then here, okay, handle btn OK. TA summary, open text. Save a string. You can use the method called get items, all of them. Normally you have to use a string level class, like a string the value of, but I'm going to add a new line at the end, so it becomes string value. Build project. Edit configuration, add new application. Let me name it as an app. There's only one main class with main methods. Okay. Apply. In ChoiceBox, you can see two items, 7 and 8. Either you select, you can get the same output because I'm using get items method. But let me add maybe 2 more items using different way of adding items. We call it as add all. You can list more than 1 items in this method. For example, item 5 and then item 6. Here I'm going to show you how to get the individual items. Let's say item you select, you can get the string value, or you can get the index belongs to the item. Index start from 0. Okay, selection model. That give you 2 different methods. One is get select the items, string value, basically name of the item. Then there is another method quite similar. This time we are going to get index value. Same as array. You start with the index 0 for the first item, second item number 1, and so on. Rebuild projects. This time when you select the items, it's going to return name of item and then index value. Okay, item 5, that happen to be index 0. And then you have 4 items. Okay, index here, up here is a 3, because that's the 4th item. Okay. Okay, normally here we use observable array list. So the events can be monitored by ChoiceBox. So let's use observable list from JavaFX. I'm going to use elements, happen to be string objects. Name it as a string list. I will try to do 2 different steps. Okay, fx collections and observable array, which is sub type of observable list. Here you can list items. Let's say item number 1, number 2, and 3, and 4. Also, you can add one item at the beginning with blank, and then if you look at the screen, it's blinking. So we need to import one class. Okay, observable list has to be imported. I imported the second one. Then here, say we during this time we say set items. Then you can repose to observable list object or drink list. This time you should be able to see item 0 empty all the way to 8. Okay, you have a different way of adding item 5 and 6 and 7 and 8. Okay, item number 1, index is 1, and then let's say 6. Okay, index is also 6. If you look at the list of items, that is actually constant. It doesn't change. So by convention, we code it as a final string, as an array. Let's say string item. That should be appear as a string list. So let me copy, paste it. Content paste it. Then here array string items. Also, normally we declare the observable list as a constant, even though I didn't change the name of the constant to be capitalized. Okay, you may need to change it later on. Let me just show you how it works. In practice, there's no changes. Okay, just the coding conventions. Okay, item 7, index 7. So let me show you one more practical example. So if someone select item number 1, you may have additional values associated with that item. Let's say item number 1 is $1. So let's say CB drink get selection model. Get select the index equal to 1. So when the first item is selected, we can assign the value, the price 0. We can assign, let's say $1, okay, 1.0. Okay, here the price. So make sure you select the first one to see $1. If you select other items, it will appear as a 0. I'm pretty sure you can get the idea. Let's rebuild the project. So if you select the first item, okay, $1 will be assigned and then display. So item 1, 1.0, and the index is 1. Okay, and the next one, if you select it, default value 0.0 appear. Okay, that's how you use ChoiceBox. Let me just fix a couple of things here. For example, drink list should be capitalized as it is final. By convention, constant should be capitalized. Paste it. So I'll replace it. There is actually one more. Okay, if you look at welcome text, we don't use it anymore, so you can remove. That's all. Thank you.